History remembers some names with ease. Others had to fight to be heard. And even when they screamed the truth from the rooftops, the world chose to look away. This is the story of Walter Rosenberg, born in Czechoslovakia in 1924. He was a brilliant kid, expelled from school at the age of 15 simply for being Jewish. At 17, he tried to run, and he was caught. On June 15, 1942, he was put on a transport train. He arrived at Auschwitz at the age of 17, assigned prisoner number 44070. He spent 2 grueling years inside, working in Buna, and later in Canada, working details sorting the belongings of the condemned. Because of where he worked, he saw everything. He knew the scale of the machinery, and he made a choice. He wasn't just going to survive, he was going to escape, and he was going to tell the world. On April 7, 1944, Good Friday, 19-year-old Walter and his fellow prisoner, Alfred Wetzler, put their plan into motion. They slipped past the inner perimeter and crawled into a hollowed-out woodpile just outside the fence. To throw off the tracking dogs, they sprinkled the area with strong Russian tobacco soaked in gasoline. And then they waited. 76 hours. 3 agonizing days, housed beneath wooden boards, listening to the boots of the SS guards, pacing just inches above their heads, breathing in fumes that burned their lungs. When the search finally subsided, they ran. 130 kilometers back to Slovakia, barefoot, for 11 days. When they reached the safety in Zelina, they didn't rest. They sat down with the Jewish Council and dictated a 32-page document. It became known as the Verba-Wetzler Report, the Auschwitz Protocols. It was the very first mathematical verified, undeniable proof of what was happening inside the camps. The report was smuggled to Budapest, and it made its way to Switzerland, to London, and to Washington. President Roosevelt got a copy on June the 16th. Because of that report, international pressure mounted. On July 7th of 1944, Hungarian regent Miklós Horthy was forced to halt the deportations. 120,000 Budapest Jews were saved. It happened only because Walter and Alfred risked everything under that woodpile. Yet, the victory came with a bitter weight. Walter later accused certain leaders of holding back to report to protect their own negotiations while thousands died every single day. It was a betrayal he carried for the rest of his life. After the war, he changed his name to Rudolf Verba. He moved to Israel, then to Canada, where he became a university professor. He passed away in 2006 at the age of 81. He never achieved the household name recognition of Anne Frank, but his legacy is carved into history by the sheer force of his defiance. I warned the world, and the world didn't want to know. A teenager who hid under a woodpile, breathing gasoline for 3 days, running barefoot across a country just to tell the world the truth. And the tragedy of it all is the world didn't want to listen.
We are bearing witness to what history tried to erase.
Bearing witness to what history tried to erase.